Hey YouTube, it's OSU Harding 1 and welcome to another Lego Technic review. And today guys we're going to look at another mock that I built from Rebrickable, and this set is called an all-wheel drive SUV MKII, and it was designed by a user with the name of Madoka 1977, MADOCA 1977, and he is a fantastic designer, so much so guys that I'm going to make a pretty bold claim and say that this model, out of all the Lego Technic I've ever built, is the best Lego Technic model I have ever built. The techniques that he uses and just everything about this thing is awesome. So just to give you a quick rundown of some of the features, it is all-wheel drive, it's fully remote control, it's got working lights, it's got working steering, it's got a 2-speed shiftable transmission that you can shift while you're driving. It's got an opening hood, it's got opening 4 doors, it's got a rear hatch, okay, and one of the other neat features is it's got, very similar to Lego Technic 8297, it's got the ability to raise and lower the suspension. So let's take a look at some of the features of this set. Okay guys, so some of the things I want to show you is just give you a size perspective. So here it is with my ruler to kind of give you an idea of the size. Okay, so it is a very good size model. And as I normally do, here it is with the minifigure. Again, just to give you a good perspective of the size. Okay, one thing I did not mention earlier is it does have suspension in the front and suspension in the rear. Okay, so let's just do a real good 360 look at it so you can get a good look at it. This thing is got 5 power function motors. It's got the servo motor for steering. It's got 2 XL motors in parallel that are used for propulsion. It's got 1 M motor that is used to shift the 2-speed shiftable transmission. And it's got another M motor that is used to raise and lower the suspension. It's got a switch up in between the front seats that are used to turn on the lights, the front and rear lights. So let's take a quick look at it with what the lights look like. Okay guys, here's a look at the headlights in the front. Here's a look at the taillights in the rear. So now I want to flip it over on the side so that you can see some of how the technical aspects of it work and how the shiftable 2-speed transmission works. So let's take a look at the underside. Okay guys, so here's the underneath side of it, and before we get started I just want to show you the remote controller. So here's the remote control, and just a real quick look at this. This is forward and reverse. This one here is what you use to raise and lower the suspension. The shifter up here, this is what downshift to low gear. This one right up here is into high gear. And this is your servo steering. So you can see there that the servo steering. Now pay attention to the red collar right here. Alright, so I'm going to, we are in low gear now, so I'm going to, as you can see, we're in 4-wheel drive, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift it right here into high gear, and this thing here is going to, the red collar there is going to transition over automatically. Here we go. You see that? So I'm in now a different gear ratio, which is a higher gear. And I can do the same thing going down. So we're going to go back into a lower gear now. So that is really neat. This works really well, especially when you're driving it. Fantastic. Okay, so the next thing I want to try to show you is how the suspension goes up and down. So let's take a look at that. We're going to try to show you how the suspension raises and lowers. As you can see, I got my little minifigure there, and I can't get him underneath there without bumping into it. So I'm going to raise it up here with this lever here on the remote, and we'll see if I can get the minifigure under there. I may fast time this on the video so you can see it a little bit more clearly. So here we go. So it's up. And now my minifigure fits under there perfectly. So it doesn't have a lot of, it doesn't raise the suspension a whole lot, but it's just a neat feature that the designer has incorporated into this thing. So just a really neat feature. So the last thing I want to do is just give you a real quick driving demonstration. So let's give this thing a drive. Guys, so just to give you a status of this thing, the suspension is raised all the way up. I am in low gear, and so we're gonna give it a go. So you can kind of get an idea of the speed. Okay, so I'm gonna reset here real quick, and we're gonna shift gears, and we're gonna go a little faster. Okay, we're reset, guys, and I'm gonna try to give you a demonstration of what this thing looks like when we're shifting gears. So we're in low gear, and we're gonna shift up to high gear. So here we go. So we're back in low, high, we're in low, here we go, and high. So it's a little difficult to see on film and camera, but it's hopefully you get the idea that the shiftable 2-speed transmission works as you're driving. You don't have to stop and shift gears. It works as you're rolling along. So in short, guys, like I said in the very beginning of the video, this is one of the best Lego Technic models I've ever built. I'm very pleased with it. I recommend you check it out. It's got about 1,200 pieces. It's all black and light bluish gray underneath. I'm just overwhelmed with this one. It's just awesome. There's nothing else to say about it other than awesome. So that's my review this time, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and keep checking back here for more builds, more reviews. Thanks for watching, guys.